A Step into the Past Volume 17 Chapter 12. Book 17 Chapter 12 Love Wish Granted. Among the rising heat, the entire rock pool is bathing in warmth. Coupled with the snowflakes falling from the sky, it is heaven on earth. The boiling spring water sprang out from 3 surfaces in the rock wall and flowed straight into the pool. Any excess water continued to flow to another rock pool 5 feet below, forming another soaking area. Jing Shan and the other guardians are congregating in that pool. On Moon Prayer Cliff, at this inaccessible location, all earthly rules no longer matter. Ji Yanran, Wu Tingfeng, Zhao Ji, Tian Zhen, Tian Feng all revealed the glory of the beautiful bodies and were soaking contentedly in the hot spring. None of them are willing to leave, for in this ancient era where hot water showers are unavailable, there is no better treat for their bodies in the middle of winter. Qin Qing removed her shoes and soaked her delicate feet into the spring water. To her, that is as far as she would go. Xiang Xiaolong and the girls stared at her with embarrassment. Sitting down beside her and soaking his feet too, he offered, "Does Grand Tutor Qin wants to soak the spring water too? I can join the boys down there." Qin Qing resisted the temptation of the spring water and shyly shook her head. "Grand Tutor Xiang can go ahead and enjoy himself. I am very happy where I am." Xiang Xiaolong noticed that her face is slightly reddish, making her even more mesmerizing. He teased, "Are you not afraid to see me naked?" Qin Qing knows that this man is intentionally teasing her and she wailed, "Get into the pool quickly. I will not be bothered with you anymore today. I have yet to settle the last score with you." Xiang Xiaolong knew that she is referring to the incident where he kissed her on the lips. Without any concern for her feelings, he leaned over to kiss her face and embraced her in a bear hug. Just as Qin Qing is about to struggle, both of them slipped and fell right into the hot spring. Ji Yanran and the other girls swam over, cheering, giggling and teasing them. Among the falling snowflakes, there are no more barriers between them. After dinner, while Qin Qing and the other girls are playing with Xiang Baoer, Ji Yanran dragged Xiang Xiaolong to a small pavilion in the garden to do snow watching. She cooed, "I have never seen Sister Qin so happy before. Are you ready to marry her officially?" Xiang Xiaolong thought for a minute and replied, "I think we should discuss this after my duel with Guan Zongzi." Ji Yanran suggested, "I have thought about it already. The best time is after the appearance of the Black Dragon. That is the best time for changes, including a change in Sister Qin's status. It will not arouse the displeasure of the royal family." Xiang Xiaolong was overjoyed. Yanran is thoughtful indeed. "With Sister Qin, I have no other wants." Ji Yanran seriously state, "To get Sister Qin to marry you is not easy. You better treat her like a respectable lady." I am talking about making love. Sister Qin hates the custom of Qin girls having pre-martial 5ex. Hubby should understand what I mean. Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, "Now, I dare not even touch you, why would I even dare to think about doing anything to her?" Ji Yanran giggled, "It is fine to make love once or twice before the duel as long as you curb your desires." Xiang Xiaolong was delighted and held Ji Yanran's hands, sighing, "You must have understood my agony to grant me this special pardon." Ji Yanran gently replied, "It must be the hot spring's effects. But the one sharing your bed tonight should not be me. Since I am the one who set this rule, I should be the last one to make love with you." Among the giant snowflakes, Xiang Xiaolong held tightly to the 100 battle saber and is standing alone in the middle of the snowy plains. Behind him are the Wu family farms. It may be due to the wonderful feeling of this new weapon that the saber has never left his side for the past 10 days. He is trying to inculcate the 3 ultimate stances of Mozi into the saber play. After a round of meditation, his heart is still as choppy as the sea. He seems to be on the verge of having a breakthrough on the saber skill, but something seems to be lacking. During his meditation, he had memory flashes of his past. When he recalled the scenes of the tragic deaths of Zhao Qian and the maids, hot blood surged up in his body and he could not suppress it anymore. Brandishing his saber, he sliced ferociously through the air at an invisible opponent. The saber rang out loudly as it cuts through empty air. He suddenly felt at ease and naturally exhibited the Mozi swordplay, but this time, he focused on slashing and chopping moves. Somehow, there is still something missing. Out of a sudden, he had a brainwave and finally understood the crux of the problem. He remembered that the Mozi swordplay focuses on defense rather than attack, but the nature of the 100 battle saber is to attack and not to defend. Therefore, when he tried to inculcate the Mozi swordplay into the saber play, it doesn't feel right. Thinking about this, he quickly forgot about the Mozi swordplay and focused on attacks. Among the flashing of the saber energy, he can feel his forceful attacks striking forward just like bolts of lightning, giving him a strong dose of endorphin. The tremendous impact of the saber flashes can be felt all around him. Like a solid mountain, Xiang Xiaolong stood erect, but his mind is filled with countless giant waves. He thought about karate and Chinese wushu, which are all based on science and logic, such as attacking using the shortest distance between you and the opponent or using momentum, flow, and gravity to your advantage. He even thought about ranged attacks. From all these knowledge, he tried to incorporate the essence into saber play. He also thought hard about samurai katana moves. Although it only has a few basic essential moves, every one of them is strong and powerful. Thinking till here, his sword skills and saber skills seems to merge into one. Since Mozi-kin created his own swordplay and he himself has learnt the essence of his skills, why can't he create his own set of skills by taking the essence of all the martial arts he knew? Xiang Xiaolong can feel the boundless of his heart, and he was so touched hot tears begin to pour down his face. Facing the sky, he let out a long roar, and the 100 battle saber is now flashing in a maelstrom that has seemed to envelope him. Following the shadow of the saber strikes, Xiang Xiaolong executed a few intricate strokes and can feel the might of 1,000,000 strong soldiers and war horses in his heart. He felt a sense of invincibility and fearlessness regardless of the future. He kneeled down in an instant, knowing that he has fully grasped the intricacies of saber play. All he lacks now is experience. Back home, he promptly looked for Teng Yi and Ji Yanran to test out his new skills. Holding the flying dragon spear, Ji Yanran saw Xiang Xiaolong posing with his saber and was stunned. "Hubby, what happened to you? The moment you stood there exhibiting your saber pose, I can already sense that there is no way I can even attack you successfully." Laughingly, Xiang Xiaolong bellowed, "This is called confidence and might. Come my dear, my hands are itching already." Glancing at his natural heroic aura, Qin Qing and all the girls are fully intoxicated. Letting out a shrill cry, the flying dragon spear came alive in Ji Yanran's hands. Like endless waves of strong currents, the spear dashed forward towards Xiang Xiaolong. Xiang Xiaolong brightened up. His strength, hands, eyes, and footsteps are in perfect synchronicity. Using the 100 battle saber, every move is used with the appropriate strength, not too much and not too little. Instead of defending as before, he is now mainly focused on attacks. He met the attack head-on, appearing to disregard the weight or length of the flying dragon spear. Under the strong pressure of the formidable saber attacks, the flying dragon spear was forced back several times. Talented Lady Ji could not retaliate at all. Ji Yanran sensed that there is no way she can overcome him. Throwing the spear aside, she retreated and wailed, "I quit." Turning happy in an instant, she pledged, "Xiang Xiaolong, today, I, Ji Yanran, fully submit to you." Without any warning, Teng Yi leapt over and the Mozi sword swung towards Xiang Xiaolong with tremendous impact. Xiang Xiaolong enthusiastically let out a roar and met the attack head-on. On the surface, his counter-attack looked ordinary, but underneath, its angle and direction is the best possible position available, giving everyone present a sense of grand mastery. Even with Teng Yi's amazing arm strength and the weight of the heavy Mozi sword, he was forced to take half a step back. Teng Yi can feel his exhilaration rising too. When he was about to retaliate, Xiang Xiaolong followed up with another 2 strikes. Trailing the cold saber energy, Teng Yi felt helpless and overpowered, taking 5 continuous steps back in order to counter his 2 strikes. Taking advantage of this window, Xiang Xiaolong carried on delivering one mighty slash after another. The aura of his indomitable saber attacks caused everyone, including the girls and the guardians, to feel their hearts turning cold. Teng Yi is a worthy opponent after all. Only after meeting another 10 blows did he take another 2 steps back. Xiang Xiaolong retrieved his saber and retreated, but he still retained his aura of dominance. Teng Yi laughed loudly, "If third brother has the intention to take my life, I am afraid I will be dead or severely maimed." Jing Shan was flabbergasted. "What kind of sword play is that?" Xiang Xiaolong solemnly state, "It is not sword play, it is saber play." Talented Lady Ji agreed, "This is Xiaolong's creation, 100 battle saber play. It is more powerful than Mozi sword play." Guanzongzi is in trouble. Amidst their cheering, everyone went back to the houses. Knock. 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 Qin Shing's melodious voice sang out from within the room, "Who is it?" Xiang Xiaolong dryly coughed, "It is me. Can I come in?" Qin Shing answered, "Yes." "Oh, no. Xiang Xiaolong has already barged in." He was curious, why did Grand Tutor Qin first said yes and then said no? "Hey, what are you doing?" Qin Shing stood up from her seat on the floor rug. Her bedroom has a stove on, so it is as warm as spring. She is dressed in an ordinary white dress with a lake green singlet. Coupled with her exquisite face, she resembled a heavenly angel. On the floor are several pieces of protective plates. Most of them are square, but there are also some rectangular and triangular pieces. There are small holes along the edges, and Qin Shing is busy sewing them together. She appears to be sewing an armored vest, and the front part is already completed. There are another 30-odd pieces on the floor that has yet to be sewn. Her petite face turning red, Qin Shing was furious. "Aren't you out for archery? Why did you come back so soon?" Noticing the plates on the floor, Xiang Xiaolong came to her side and smiled. "Aren't these Uncle Qing's protective plates? Hey, Grand Tutor Qin must be weaving an armored vest for me, isn't it?" Even the root of her ears has become red. Nodding, Qin Shing tried to wriggle her way out. "I am pretty free compared to the rest. Ting Fang and Ji Ji have to manage Baoer, and Yan Ran is occupied with the Black Dragon construction, so I tried to find something to do to pass the time." "Ai, can you stop staring at me in such a manner?" Lowering her head, she added, "Do you realize that this is my bedroom?" Xiang Xiaolong relished, "It is fortunate that I did not treat this place like a forbidden ground, otherwise, I will not have seen Grand Tutor Qin's dedication to me. In the future, when I put on the vest, it is like... Hey! It is like Grand Tutor Qin." Qin Shing stomped her foot. "Can you please stop saying any more?" Xiang Xiaolong's heart is as sweet as honey. He gently asked, "When I barged into the Qin residence the other day, you hid the embroidery that you were sewing, I wonder." Qin Shing embarrassedly walked away and stopped at the window with her back to him. She lowered her head in silence, and silence means that she is indeed sewing something for him. Xiang Xiaolong can feel his pulse racing. Going to her back, he hardened his heart and grabbed her chiseled shoulders. Qin Shing trembled for a while before calming down. Amazingly, she did not put up any struggle. Xiang Xiaolong leaned forward and pressed onto her smooth cheek and inhaled her fragrance deeply, gently reminiscing, "I can still remember the first time I saw you. It was right outside the Crown Prince's study. We were both reprimanded by you, and we are like complete IDI0TS. From then on, my respect and love for you is like an immortal." Under his warm teasing, Qin Shing's body softened and leaned backwards into his arms. She moaned, "Your words are really unique. Complete IDI0TS. Like an immortal. I am only doing what is right, but the two of you are clowning around, causing me to lose my temper. I nearly died of anger then." Xiang Xiaolong can feel her tender back against his own body, and he was enveloped in her fragrance. His 2 eyes feasted on her peerless face. he thought about her virginity and was in ecstasy. His courage grew by leaps and bounds and he proposed, "Grand Tutor Qin, will you be my wife?" Qin Sheng's body shook strongly. First, her eyes shone with delight before they darkened again. She shook her head. His hands and feet turning cold at once, Xiang Xiaolong was shocked. "You do not want to marry me." Qin Sheng had a fright too. "No, AI, don't jump to conclusions. If I am unwilling to marry you, I will not have come to the farms with you. I am only concerned about you." For the past few years, there have been countless marriage proposals from many members of the royal family as well as high-ranking officials. They have all been rejected with the same excuse, "I have no more intention to remarry. If I change my mind and marry you, it will incur much jealousy among them. Even though they are unable to prevent us from marrying, they will act unfavorably against you. You must not forget Empress Ji. She seems to have guessed our relationship." Xiang Xiaolong heaved a sigh of relief and proudly proclaimed, "Let them say or do whatever they want. When have I been afraid of anyone?" Turning her around, he hugged her tightly. The sensation of feeling her soft bouncy breasts and their legs entangled together is something that cannot be described in words. Qin Sheng opened her mouth and began panting slightly. Her eyes are half closed, adding to her unparalleled charm. The number one beauty of Qin forced her eyes open and declared, "Xiaolong, if you really head to the borders one day, by hook or by crook, I must go with you. But please do not incur the public's wrath because of me. AI, since I have come all the way here, I have already regarded you as my hubby, ah." Xiang Xiaolong greedily kissed her and allowed her to enjoy the unreserved pleasure of intimacy of a love relationship. By the time they stopped kissing, the usually strong-willed woman has completely melted in his arms. Her arms proactively embraced his well-built neck and her body is soft but burning with passion. The flames of love are burning stronger than ever. Qin Sheng whispered into his ear, "Let's act normally on the surface but behind closed doors, you can do whatever you want, all right?" Ah! How can Xiang Xiaolong hold it any longer? Carrying Qin Sheng up in both arms, he walked towards her bed. By the time Xiang Xiaolong woke up, it is already dark outside. Qin Sheng's voluptuous figure is still intertwined with his body. Xiang Xiaolong fondled her again and Qin Sheng is awakened by his touches. Discovering Xiang Xiaolong's caress, she remained submissive. Just when things are getting interesting, she suddenly sat upright and revealed the top half of her flawless body, wailing, "Oh no, it is all your fault. We have missed dinner. How am I going to face Yan Ran and the rest in the future?" Xiang Xiaolong cheerfully sat up and hugged her, coaxing, "It is normal for people to fall in love. Who dares to make fun of our Grand Tutor Qin? Come, let me help Grand Tutor get dressed. I am the one who undressed you so I should also be the one who dressed you." Qin Sheng may have made love to him but still cannot stand his teasing. She demanded, "Get out of my room and check out what is happening outside. Come back and report to me as soon as possible." Xiang Xiaolong accepted her order and jumped out of bed. He hurriedly got dressed and came back shortly. Qin Sheng is sitting in front of the bronze mirror tidying up her hair. Xiang Xiaolong seized her hand, "There is no need to comb any further. I love to see you with your hair and clothes in a mess. Moreover, everyone has gone to sleep. Only the Tian sisters are waiting to serve us. I have instructed them to bring dinner to us so you need not expose yourself outside." Right this moment, Tian Zhen and Tian Feng came in with a knowing smile. After setting up dinner, they left. Qin Sheng let out a cry and fell into Xiang Xiaolong's arms, complaining, "Xiaolong, you have really gotten me into trouble." Xiang Xiaolong was surprised, "What did I do?" Her eyes filled with numerous emotions. Qin Sheng shyly replied, "Without you by my side in the future, my days will be full of sorrow." Xiang Xiaolong helped her up and supported her up. He shook his head, "A short parting is sweeter than marriage. This is how deep our love is. Qinsheng was in a daze and repeated, a short parting is sweeter than marriage a few times before sighing, no wonder even with Yan Ran's talent, she still has to submit to you. Hubby's words are the most pleasing to the ear. Feeling guilty, Xiang Xiaolong gently asked, shall I feed you? Qinsheng nodded her head. What followed was a night of love and passion. For the next 10 odd days, Xiang Xiaolong controlled his desires and spent all his time practicing his saber play, making huge progress. On this day, he dragged the guardians out to be his sparring partners. After he has defeated all of them soundly, Ji Yanran secretively got everyone to a location outside the farm. At the riverside, everyone stopped their horses. She started, recently, a black dragon has been sighted along this river. Is hubby brave enough to kill this beast and save the people? Besides her, Teng Yi chortled, if the dragon is really destroyed, Uncle Qing will strangle every one of you here. Xiang Xiaolong was overjoyed, the black dragon has been completed. Qinsheng shouted, look! Everyone followed her line of sight and saw a strange head surfacing from below the water. With lights shining from its eyes, it was followed by several meters of the dragon body surfacing. It is a chilling scene. However, within a minute, before the dragon can swim closer, it has already broken into two. Ji Yanran cursed, those fools! The black dragon has now broken up into several pieces. As the river is filled with air bubbles, the men operating the dragon frantically surfaced and swam towards shore. Wu Tingfang and the others are laughing so hard they nearly fell down from their horses. Holding back his own laughter, Teng Yi assured, there is no need to fret. It is just some minor engineering issue. The weather is too cold too. They should be fine after a few more practices. Xiang Xiaolong is already very satisfied with the demonstration. After praising Ji Yanran, Xiang Xiaolong turned his horse towards the direction of home and sighed, these times spent back at the farms are so carefree and joyful. Thinking that I have to go back and face that smelly premier mentor, I don't have any appetite anymore. Teng Yi mused, little Jun is the exact opposite. He is so unwilling to stay here at the farms. Wu Tingfang laughed, of course. Without Lu Danner, what joy is there for him? Ji Yanran inquired, there is another 10 days till Lu Bue's birthday. When is hubby returning? Xiang Xiaolong thought for a while and decided, the day after tomorrow. Qinsheng reminded, we must take precautions in case Lu Bue sets an ambush for us along the way. Xiang Xiaolong commented, the possibilities may not be high but you are right. It is better to be safe than sorry. Teng Yi proudly state, I have already made arrangements. This trip back to Xianyang City will be without hassle. I have sent men to monitor the roads so safety is not an issue. Zhao Ji smiled, this time, I must also go and watch hubby fight and kill Guanzongzi that. Wu Tingfang clapped her hands in agreement. Ji Yanran frowned, what if Lu Bue really decided to marry her daughter to you? What shall we do? Qinsheng smiled, this is why Lu Bue sent his men to attack the farms. He has his own fears too. Lu Bue is also afraid that Guanzongzi will lose too. Thus, even if Xiaolong wins, Lu Bue will never marry his daughter to him. Slapping his horse forward, Xiang Xiaolong laughed, who cares what will happen? Most importantly, we must kill Guanzongzi first. We will solve whatever problem that comes along the way. With their fighting spirit at their peak, everyone slapped their horses and gave chase, leaving a long trail of horse tracks on the snow grounds. After gaining the 100 battle saber, Xiang Xiaolong has no more fear of anyone anymore.